Hello and welcome to Spark by MGP Initiate, a no-cost education tool for local government to learn more about industry, innovation, and technology. My name is Ralph Nickisher, and today we're going to be talking about Microsoft Bookings. If you have a Microsoft 365 subscription, you most likely already have access to Microsoft Bookings. This video is going to be relevant for those in local government who need to do a lot of scheduling and find that very time consuming. With Microsoft Bookings, you'll be able to save a lot of time. So I'm thinking of folks who do a lot of inspections or processing of permits or need to schedule time with the public for different meetings that you may have. Microsoft Bookings makes that very easy for you and will save you a lot of time. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started using Microsoft Bookings for local government. In this example, I'm going to be a team of building inspectors for the village of Acerton. We're going to create a shared bookings page that will allow the public to come in. If you're a resident, you're a contractor, you need to get a building inspector to sign off on some work that you're doing in your residence. This will give you a page for the public to use to book some time and to get your inspections completed, thus saving you a lot of time on the back and forth calling, scheduling, so on and so forth. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to sign into your Microsoft 365 environment using your village login and password. Once you do that, you can go to the upper left-hand corner to the app picker. From there, you'll click that. You probably won't see bookings in there, but if you go to explore all of your apps, you'll be able to see Microsoft Bookings. This tool is available at no additional cost with most of the Microsoft 365 subscriptions levels on both the enterprise side or the government side as well. So you most likely will have access to this already. If you do not, you should talk to your system administrator, whoever takes care of your Microsoft 365 account. So I see the Bookings app here on the right-hand side. I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's going to open that up in a new window for me. And again, I'm going to set this up for a team of inspectors that I have. So there's really two options that you'll notice when we get started. You could create an individual bookings page. In the instances you would use that is when you want to set up a one-on-one meeting with somebody. And based on my experience using that tool, that works best for online meetings, not when you're looking to have a member of the public schedule time with you to have them meet you on a specific location. You can't really customize the form that the public fills out on your personal booking page. That's why I recommend you use that tool when you're doing like online meetings. So that's available to you. You don't have to include other people into that, but just note that there's a limitation in what information the public can type into that bookings page. That limitation does not exist on the shared bookings pages. So I'm going to go ahead and start by creating a shared booking. I'm going to type in a name for this. That's the first prompt that it gives you. So I'm going to use building inspectors. You can go ahead and add a logo here. That logo is going to be used on the public booking site. So you want to brand it with your village's branding to make sure the public knows that this is a legit bookings page. Business type here, there's a couple of templates that Microsoft gives you. I'm going to use other as business type here because government is not one of those options. In addition to that, you have the ability to change your business hours. So depending on what your work hours are, you can adjust that. I'm going to leave that here at 9 to 5. But one thing that you'll want to consider is putting your business hours, really the time frame in which you want to allow people to make a booking. So you may want to give yourself some time at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. So you might want to lessen your business hours to be, say you worked from 8 to 5, you might want to select 9 to 4, so somebody's not scheduling time with you at the tail end of the day. So just be aware of that as you're going through. I'm just going to leave the default. Now from here, you invite people into the bookings page. So this connects automatically to your organization's directory of employees. So in this example, I'm going to add Ralph Nickisher to the bookings page. I'll add Ryan Clark to the bookings page as well. And let's say that this is Ralph, and Ryan are our team of inspectors. You have the ability to give them different rights to this booking page. You can make them an administrator. You can just make them part of the team or just a scheduler. So if you're an administrator, you can change the configuration of the bookings page. If you're a team member, you'll actively have the ability to have meetings scheduled with you. If you're just a scheduler, this could be like an administrative assistant or something like that, and they'll have the ability to come into this page and book time with you if somebody calls in an appointment. I'm just going to leave Ryan Clark as a team member and go to next. Now you're going to set up the type of service that you would offer. And you can add a variety of these different services. So as a building inspector, you may want to carve out specific amount of times for what you're doing. So let's say it's a plumbing inspection. Typically a plumbing inspection takes an hour. you could set up a plumbing inspection appointment type, and then you can have that hour carved out that someone can schedule time with you. Let's say you're doing a full building inspection. That can be a different service type, and you can carve out 2.5 hours to do that full building inspection. Again, that's going to depend on your community and the different types of inspection services that you do offer. If you're applying this to another role in your organization, just be mindful about the different types of service or inspections or blocks of time that you would want to book with somebody. So here I'm going to do an example of, let's say, between the hours of 9 to 5. I'm not going to make that a Teams meeting. I'm going to call the service. Let's go with plumbing inspection. Plumbing inspection, let's say that typically takes 1 hour. I'm going to go ahead and input that. And what this is going to do is create a plumbing inspection service. Now here, this next screen is giving you options for permissions. So there's no self-service, meaning only people that are either a scheduler or an administrator or a team member to the bookings page can add a bookings here. But in this instance, we want people from the public to be able to go ahead and book time with us, so we don't have to fuss around with having a bunch of phone calls and calling people back and scheduling time or emailing times back and forth. We just give people this link, and then they'll be able to book time directly with us. So I choose that option, and now we're going to go through the bookings page setup, which will take about a minute. It typically doesn't take too long. When this completes, it's just completed here, you'll get a link to your bookings page. So you can add this link into things like your email signature. You can ask your web developer in your community to publish this out on your website under your permitting. And here you have it. This is what the public would then see with your new teams or groups booking page. Right here, we have the building inspectors. The Village of Acerton logo is at the top of that to give it some legitimacy to the public. We have our first service type that we did create, plumbing inspections. That is an hour time slot. You can imagine adding to those. You can do an HVAC inspection or electrical inspection or a full building final inspection. Depending on the different time slots or the durations that you'd want to add to that, you can have a bunch of different types here. The public would have the option to select a specific inspector, or they could choose anybody and whoever has the next availability. So we did set up some settings. So today is March 5th. We did say at least 24 hours in advance before being able to set up an appointment, so you don't have things coming up on you too quickly. That certainly can be adjusted. But what we can see here is the public has the ability to then the next day set up an appointment based on the hours that you did carve out for that, and the times in which you wanted to conduct those inspections. So again, this is looking at your calendars in Outlook. It sees when availability is out there, and then it just returns that to the public. So one thing you'll want to make sure is you manage your calendar very well. So if you're taking time off, you're on PTO, that you're not leaving your Outlook calendar blank, because then somebody would be able to schedule a time with you. Now here are the fields that we did ask that the public does add. So I'm going to act like I am scheduling an appointment out here. So again, I'll be Ralph Nickersure. Email is on Nickersure at MGP. And we'll just use my address, Lee Street. Explains my phone number, and this is related to permit 246 and book. And after that person submits that booking, this is what they see. They get a confirmation page here, confirms that they're going to have a plumbing inspection done on Thursday, March 7th for an hour. Their inspector's going to be Ralph Nickersure. They have the ability to reschedule that, cancel it, or even create another booking. So this is really a nice feature that you can take advantage of with your existing Microsoft 365 subscription. Now let's see what the experience is like on both your staff side and that contractor who made this booking here. So first I'm going to take a look and see what it's like on the contractor side of things. So I did plug in my email address. What that contractor is going to get is just a similar page here, but they're going to get an email sent to them saying that, hi, Ralph Nickersure, your booking is confirmed. Again, has the appointment time on there and gives them the ability to reschedule if they need be. Next, let's take a look and see what that experience is like on your staff side. So here we have the building inspectors group that you've created. So all of the building inspectors would see this message coming through. It says who has the plumbing inspection. Ralph Nickersure was assigned to that, when it's going to be, and you can take a look at that in the bookings application as well. In addition, you'll have time that has been published on your calendar, so look at that. And if I look out here, I have Thursday, March 7th, plumbing inspection, Ralph Nickersure. You can then see the customer's information down here. Ralph Nickersure Here's the address that I need to go to, time zone, services, plumbing inspection, and all those details that were collected. And there you have it. Today we talked about Microsoft Bookings and how local government can take advantage of this tool that you're already paying for as part of your Microsoft 365 subscription. The example we went over was for building inspectors, a team of them, and how they can schedule time out with the contractor or the public. But you can apply this in many other local government facets. If you ever struggle with getting time scheduled out with people, you've been part of the emailing chain back and forth at trying to schedule a time, you can take advantage of Microsoft Bookings. You can set up your own personal bookings page, or you can create a team page as we did. Now, there's a lot more you can do with this tool, so don't forget to click the subscribe button so you can learn more about Microsoft Bookings and other Microsoft 365 tools that are going to help local government.